this is Jen, and thanks for joining me. Today I am doing a design team project for the Not Too Shabby Shop, and I am using the stamp by the Rabbit Hole Designs called Owl Right. This is my second design team video for the month of April using this stamp set. And here is Jamie's information at the Not Too Shabby Shop. It's www.nottoshabbyshop.com. If you use the discount code N2S10, you can get 10% off your order. Some restrictions apply, so please head on over there and check that out. For today's card, I'm going to be doing some no-line watercoloring. So I am inking up the stamp in Distress Ink Antique Linen. And I will be using my Genuine Crafts brush markers. So these are similar to the Arteza brush markers or the Zig Clean Color brush markers. It's just kind of an off-brand, I guess. I've had them for a while. I really love them. I love the variety of colors that they have. So that is what I'm going to be using today. And what I was trying to do was to make the images really light on the one side and darker on the other. And so I just pretty much for every image I'm taking the marker and outlining the left hand side and then pulling that color through to the image and not adding more color, because when you add more color, that's of course is going to make your image a little bit darker. And so I'm just trying to take just a little bit of water and move that color so it kind of fades out towards the right hand side. And the cardstock that I am using today is Bristol Smooth cardstock, which is my favorite cardstock to use doing this type of coloring. I prefer watercolor paper when I'm doing traditional watercolors or if I'm going to use a lot more water. But the water usage with these markers, or really the way I do it, the water usage with any type of marker is a lot less than it is if you are using like a pan watercolor, or tube watercolor, or a liquid watercolor. So it does not warp the paper. I don't even have to tape it down because it is not a great amount of water. And so I'm just going to go through the images. I have picked the colors of kind of like a teal, a green, a peachy color, and a gray for the owls. And once I'm done with the watercoloring, I go ahead and get my Prismacolored pencils out in some colors that are similar to the brush marker color that I already have down. And I'm taking those colored pencils and very lightly making marks on the feather details and also on the outline on that right hand side where there is not a really visible line. And so I go ahead and do that for all of the images. I also take my black micron pen and fill in all of the eyes. And then I'm going to take this heart stencil by Echo Park. It's called Lots of Love. And I am using some Catherine Pooler inks. And again, I picked out colors that were similar to the colors that I already have for the owls. And I'm taking my finger daubers because they are small. And I only wanted to do hearts on the owls that were that same color. So for example, the green owls got the green ink and so on. So the colors of Catherine Pooler ink that I use are Twilight, Bellini, Meant to Be, Stone Blue, which I do only on the outside because I don't have any owls that are blue, and then Garden Party. And those colors match really well with the watercolor that's already down on the card. Once I finish putting the hearts on the owls, I'm going to go ahead and take my finger dauber again, and I'm going to go over some of the hearts, or actually all of the hearts on the outside of the owls. So all of the colors plus the addition of the stone blue color will be used on the card. And I love this stencil because it has little tiny hearts. It doesn't have a bunch of big hearts, and the hearts that are there are varied sizes. I think there's 2 different sizes of hearts. And then scattered through the stencil also are some like little pin drop dots so that you can color through as well. I just think the stencil is a nice, it gives a nice variation of different shapes and patterns. And so here I'm just going back over some of the owls that were missed. And then next I take one of the gray brush markers and use it to make a little bit of some shadow underneath each of the birds that's standing in the front. And then I'm going to take my favorite black ink. This is VersaFine Black. I love the I love the crispness of this ink and the detail that it gives. The VersaFine Clear inks are awesome as well if you're looking for a good pigment ink that lasts a long time. And next I'm just taking some double-sided adhesive, and since I am lining this up on my card, which I have a hard time doing, I am using this trick where you take the pieces and peel them off to the left and the right, and then the one in the middle you just peel it down through the center. So this allows you to not fully commit to adhering the panel to the card base until you have it positioned how you want it. And then once I have that panel adhered, I take a piece of scrap paper, and even though I heat set this, I didn't emboss it, but I did heat the ink up so that it would dry faster. It did not do that, and so I didn't want to smudge it, so I went ahead and just took a piece of scrap paper so that I could rub along that to get that piece adhered to the card base. And then I'm going to add a few clear holeless sequins to the card, and that will complete that card. The sentiment says, like birds of a feather we flock together, and it's going to be owl right. I thank you for joining me today, and if you like this video or found it informative, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Check out Shabby Shop if you're interested in this stamp, and I will catch you next time. Thanks again for watching.